So,
Hello,
to
hello.
be here. Hello. So, we were just talking about something, and it's not just something I don't like. It's the term I don't, I, the term self-care. That is so, it's another one of those freaking terms that has been so overused. Now and it's just like, oh,
Yep.
stop with the self-care. It's like a buzzword, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
I get it.
Yes. Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say
Yeah.
about the
Self-care.
feeling.
And do we need self-care? Yes. Yes, we do. But there's something, well, we even have like if we don't have regular jobs for a big company, but they even have days off that are, personal care or self-care days. Like they
Mm,
like it's become such a big a big
right.
buzzword. Like, have
Yeah.
a powerful day. Do you remember when that became? I'm glad that one went away.
Why don't okay, I'm just gonna put it out there.
I know where you're.
I was probably drunk.
Yes, yes, that was in your drunk days. So there was a, and I was, oh, have a powerful day, and I don't know why that just struck me in my head, but that's how it just like grates on me. Self care, self care.
And self-care, that's such a broad
Yes, would you
term,
call me?
right? We call you a broad.
I don't mind being a broad. Oh, broad.
You know,
Yep.
from thinking about yourself
Yep.
to spending a whole bunch of money on yourself, um splurging,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
nails. Actually, my nails, that
Uh-huh.
is not self-care. Well, and I suppose in a way it is. My husband likes my nails. I have horrible regular nails.
Oh, yes.
All of my calcium went to my teeth, I guess. I don't know. My fingernails. So I guess it's self-care by doing something that he likes. I don't know.
Right.
I'm getting so off topic.
I I think we oh God, I'm drunk already. Spirit
Spirit
drunk.
drunk. Spirit drunk.
Drunk. I think we've talked about self-care other
Yeah.
times and being like, go and have your nails done or whatever. And sometimes that can be depending on the person. For
It can,
you, that's more of a, I don't want to say necessity, but it's not
right.
self-care for you. You're
An obligation.
there you go. Yes. Yes. Obligation. An
Oh my
obligation.
gosh.
Yes.
What I like to use, and Spirit brought this term to me pretty recently, self consideration.
Ooh, that's nice.
Considering myself.
Ooh, all of a sudden I hear you better. That's nice.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck happened.
I don't
Maybe,
know, but it's a good. It's a good. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna just stop over here.
maybe Spirit likes that I use that word. I'm listening.
Maybe self consideration, obligation.
Yeah. No, but considering myself before agreeing to do something with someone or for someone,
Yes. Yes.
is that something I really want to do? Is that something that's going to be an imposition to me? Is that something that maybe I need to make a compromise with?
Yes.
Um, Considering, well, making dinner.
Yes.
Okay, is this really something I want to eat
Right.
rather than always fixing dinner for my husband?
Right. And what he wants, what he likes.
What he wants. Um, okay, I keep bringing up my husband. What's going on there? Oh my gosh.
Yes. Is there a problem that you want to talk about?
New problems.
No,
No,
not at all.
oh, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. Turkey season is coming. He's a
Yeah.
turkey hunter.
Oh.
And when hunting season approaches, he gets very self-considerate.
Ah, I love that. Very self-considerate. That's good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing that to
Yes.
me.
Okay, now, as you know, I call that coach mode. My husband is not
Right.
he
Right.
doesn't hunt or fish or that kind of thing. He was a coach for a gazillion years. Year round, he was a coach. And when he would get into game mode or whatever was happening, he'd have to
Right.
focus. And I might as well had conversations by myself. He's sitting right there, but it was
Yeah.
so he was very self-considering, or what did you say?
Very self-considerate.
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
And I know I do too. When I have things to do, like I have, a particular client that I'm thinking about, or I have to put more energy into than normal, or maybe it's one of my Toastmaster speeches. You know what that's like, because I check out a lot during that time. So there are times when all of us get
self-considerate.
Yeah.
And what's coming is that being self-considerate is very different from being self-absorbed.
Absolutely. Yes. Or selfish, just plain selfish.
Or plain selfish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really important to make a distinction because being self-considerate can lead to self-absorption, sure.
Sure.
But like you preparing for your speech, my husband preparing to hunt, your husband preparing to coach a game. Those are important things that they need to be self-considerate. And I can't speak about your husband, but with you and with my husband, it doesn't go to self-absorption. I mean, it's not like everything else gets shut off and everything is about them and no.
And it's pretty specific. Like we know selfish people and they're selfish 24/7. Like and it's about everything. Everything is they're just like children that just beyond well. Children at least are cute. But adults who are selfish are not cute. Not at all.
Yeah. So being self-considerate, self-consideration is I think the best substitute word or phrase for self-care.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
And so being considerate of them during that time is a form of self-care as well. And being allowing them their time, me not getting all worked up because he's not I'm not okay. Being the coach's wife, there are other coaches and other coaches' wives. And many of the coaches' wives bitched and complained all the time about just that. And it's like, what are you even talking about? They are like, when Mike was coaching, that's his happy place. He's strategizing, and especially like during the game, let's say like basketball, which is when my kids were in high school, that was the year they played one year-round sport, and that was it. And watching him on the floor pace back and forth in front of the bench while the boys are out playing, whatever, that was his absolute happy place. And so to watch him being so just happy, sure, it was stressful, it was all those things, but that's what he wanted to do. Right. And the other wives would be bitching and complaining, and I'd be like, what are you even talking? No, because you give them that, and I guarantee you when they're done with that, you get all their attention. And it's beautiful. You have beautiful times together. I'm sure with turkey hunting as well. He comes back, he's done what he had to do, And
Mhm.
right. So
Mhm.
you,
And then I just wait around until, deer season comes. No,
yes, but there was always another game, another tournament, another something.
yep, always. What I have found is when my self-worth depended on the type of attention I got,
Oh,
it was very difficult to
yes,
live through those times.
yes, yes.
When I finally discovered, oh, wait a minute, my self-worth starts with me.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
When
yes,
my self-worth comes from me,
yes,
then I can be considerate of
yes,
him in his,
yes.
you know, his
And
preparation
I
time.
know your husband is the same as my husband. They are very considerate of what we do for a living and how often we work and the stuff that we do.
Mhm.
Um,
Very.
and it goes both ways. This almost feels like it's turned into a counseling session for someone out there who needs to hear that your partner, when we allow them, when we allow our partners to have their space when they need it,
Mhm.
especially men, because men think differently than we do. They're much more, they can compartmentalize so much, like way different. We're always multitasking, our brains are.
Mhm.
And not only just men, there are some women that have those traits as well. So just that I'm going to say the masculine energy is really what
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
Um, to be supportive of that, if you shut your yap and you just then you find something else to do when they're in that space, that coach mode or whatever, you go find something else to do, let them do their thing. When you come back together, it's wonderful.
Mhm. The key or the trick
The trick.
is going to find something else to do without resentment, without anger,
Yes. Oh
without
boy.
going to
Boy, howdy.
victim mode of,
Yeah.
oh, he's such an asshole. Oh,
Yes.
he's so mean. Oh, he's
Yes.
ignoring me. If those are your go-tos,
Oof.
then
We need to talk.
we need to talk because your self-worth
Yeah.
is reliant on that attention.
Yeah.
And that's no bueno.
No, none.
We
No.
cannot dictate our self-worth from outside of us. We
Right.
just can't.
Yes.
Can it be
No.
enhanced? Sure.
Sure.
Can it be the pretty bow on top? Absolutely.
And that's a time, if they're in that mode, that's our time to do some self-care, in quote,
Hmm.
just like you said. And so to look at it that way too, okay, he's doing that. Well, I'll go, I don't know, go have a spa day or go have coffee with a friend or just sit by myself and read a book without someone asking me questions or, whatever it
Or
is.
maybe I'm going to go to another TV and watch a different TV show.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I can hear because I was a stay-at-home mom, and I can hear other moms out there saying, "Well, he does that, and then I'm stuck with the kids again." Like more time. Um, yeah. So there's a little more you needing to not get resentful in there.
Hmm.
And every situation would be different, and that's something to maybe have a chat with a counselor about, or maybe during that time, bring a friend for your kids, or, find a way to enjoy that time by yourself. Or now I've known couples that have did this. I will take the kids for you this time. You take them for me next time. Like you switch back and forth.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. And you find that time.
Communicate.
Yes.
Communicate
Yes.
about your needs. Be self-considerate.
Yes.
Think about what you need and then have a conversation about it
Yeah.
you know and make a plan.
Yes. Yeah. And it's,
Hmm.
with me, Mike took the boys. We have two sons, and they were always with one of us. and Mike would take them. So I got a lot of time actually to myself, which was really nice. I had yeah, I had a pretty good gig going there. Yes, but now they're older and grown and everything. But anyway, self-consideration. So,
Self-consideration.
and there are times when we all need to consider ourselves. We all need to take some time. Here's one that I know that you've I've heard you say it, I've said it, and we've had clients that whatever is, I feel like I'm being lazy. If I'm not getting up and doing something, then I feel lazy.
Yes.
That's programming. That's some adopted thinking that needs some tweaking, that needs some work.
Yes. So it just dawned on me as you were saying that the last, 3 days or so, I've just been under the weather. I just haven't felt great.
Right.
And I did a lot of sitting, crocheting with the TV on.
Yes.
That's about all I did.
Yeah.
I didn't beat myself up once. Not
good for you.
Time.
Clap, clap, clap.
Yeah. I gave myself permission to just allow myself to be in rest mode.
Right.
Now,
if you take that to the extreme, like if you start doing that every day, your house becomes shambles, whatever I'm trying to say. Your house
in shambles.
In shambles. There we go.
Yep,
I don't know why I struggled with that.
Because you're spirit drunk.
I still am, yes, a little bit. And your everyday things that need to be done aren't getting done. If you personally haven't showered in a week or whatever, like if there is a time when self-care becomes laziness and even depression, etc. So to be aware of that, but we're talking just normal self-care or putting boundaries down. This person is not good for me. I don't, they don't make me feel good. They're not here for my best interest. They're not for the highest good. I'm going to set these boundaries. That's self-consideration. Yes.
I'm going to say in the workplace. Yeah. There's many times in the workplace where I have witnessed, have I been part of, people trying to walk over me, trying to put more on me than what is my responsibility. And I'm not saying like, oh, that's not my job, I'm not doing it.
Right.
But kind of, using me as a doormat in the workplace. And I've seen that happen to other people, allowing themselves to be a doormat in the workplace. Be self-considerate, and you can bring it to the attention of a boss without being a bitch. Right. Or without being, low vibrational, condescending, whatever you
first try to fix it yourself. Always in a workplace. You don't go above someone's head until you've tried to fix it with them personally first. Just so you all know, we don't want.
Yes. And thank you for saying that. In my brain, I was thinking boss. So you go to the boss because it's the boss doing that. That's what was in my brain, but I didn't say it.
Yes.
But be self-considerate. Yeah. Make a plan, figure out what it is that you really want. Yeah. And have your boundaries in place and communicate. Yes. Communication is key.
Now, if you guys haven't already, I'm not sure when we're going to put, but I have a Pam Ponders. It's about meditation. Good one to listen to. That's a great self-consideration for a daily prayer. And I do not like to meditate, FYI.
In the normal sense of meditation.
Yes. What is
because
normal for everyday people like us?
yeah, you say meditation, I hear meditation, and I know exactly what comes up for me.
Yes. I know. Yawn, Boresville. Yes.
Yeah,
Like
can't do it. I
Qigong.
swear, the
Sorry.
word meditation on its own makes my brain
Yes.
spin. Like it's like my brain goes into overdrive. Okay, what can I think about? What can I think
Yes.
about?
Yes. I can think of all sorts of things to do,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Oh, I gotta do the dishes. Oh, I have to whatever. Yeah. So if you want to hear more about meditation and great ways you can meditate that you haven't thought of,
Yes.
listen to Pam Ponder's
You're gonna be surprised.
The
I bet
Secrets
you.
of Meditation. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll
Yeah.
be good.
It's good. So for
Yeah.
us, so my self-care, I commune with spirit. That's my self-care. Other than I try to exercise daily. I don't always, especially our weather's been really crazy, so getting outside is not always an option. But then I try to at least stretch or something.
I'm
What
hanging my head as I'm seeing my treadmill over here that I do not
was
use on a daily basis, which I should.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry.
Eating well, laying off, here's the sugar, that's my addiction, laying off the sugar, or having, just eating more vegetables or whatever it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had to stop eating, too many, like any flour products. I try
Whoa.
to do gluten-free when possible, but it's not the gluten, it's the carb. And
Mhm.
gluten-free has less carb. That's why it's easier, or why I can, whatever. Anyway, it's not the gluten, it's the carb.
The carb.
Anyway, giving up.
The gluten would be my issue.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes.
That'd be me.
It's not for me. It's just the carb part. Giving up pasta. And oh my God, I love pasta. There's nothing better than a big bowl of pasta. I mean, it's just, and I don't care what white, green, red sauce, doesn't matter. Just be something with throwing in some protein and we good. I used to cook that way all the time. And then at a certain age, my body just started rebelling. Like, no, the inflammation was horrible. I also gave up cheese. Oh my gosh, all those things that my body just doesn't like. And I had to change the way I eat. I had to consider my body, Dava.
Yeah.
And I feel so much better. Now, I've given up a lot of sugar, not all of it, not as much as I probably should. That one's really hard for me, but she doesn't like a lot of sugar either. But boy, feeling so much better without all that inflammation in my body. But that's self-consideration right there, changing
Absolutely.
the way I ate. Of course, it was helpful that my husband decided to diet and he's lost 60 pounds, which I didn't think that he needed to lose that much. But then he did. It's like, oh, okay, well, stop there,
Yeah.
please. You are thin enough. You do not need to lose anymore. But he's tall. And so he can, weight is distributed different when
Right.
people are tall like that.
Yes.
But that's self-consideration.
Not like a short people.
Well, there are people shorter than you.
There are.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But
self-consideration for me. Well, ending the beating myself up.
oh, yes.
I've gotten so much better about that. I do not beat myself up. Well, in comparison, I just don't do it anymore.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
In
Exactly.
comparison.
Yes.
So allowing myself to rest when I need to rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I used to beat myself up horrendously when I needed to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I do better? I could really do better in self-consideration of doing something that really relaxes me, and that is playing piano.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't.
Right. Yeah. I'm also going to put that in. You could even use that as a form of meditation as well.
Yes, I can, and I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I should start thinking of it that way.
I
Ooh, I
love,
know.
oh.
Oh, I don't want to vacuum. I think I'll play the piano. My husband may not appreciate that, but
Well, then he can grab then he can vacuum. Yeah. Me and my drum. I love to sit and drum. I don't
yeah.
do that nearly enough. As soon as, I mean, I hit that thing, just it's a shamanic drum. So it's just what, a drum with a beater, just couple, 2, 3 beats in, and I'm already like, oh, I'm
And that used to
grounded
be
and ready.
like a daily thing
Yeah.
when we had a space
Yep.
that was a daily thing.
Yep. Yep. And I remember I would do it to open space before meditations. And at first it started out like a 2-minute thing, and it got to the point where 10, 15 minutes later, I'm still drumming.
Still drumming.
Everyone enjoyed it. And remember, some of them would bring their drums as well.
Yes, there'd be multiple drums.
Yes, and rattles.
Rattles.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I missed that. I really
I
do
do
talk
too.
about self-consideration. That was, yes. Maybe
That
someday we'll have a space
something else.
again. Who knows? But
Maybe.
yeah, because that was really nice having people. I mean, we have once a week we get together and just online we do a Zoom with my top students, and we get together and do a meditation, and it's beautiful and lovely, and it's as close as we can get to being all in the same room together. But man, could you imagine all of us in the same room together? That would just be
Oh my goodness.
lovely,
You talk about a vibration.
because they are all so powerful.
That
Holy
room would
moly.
be buzzing.
Buzzing.
That'd
Yes.
be
It would be
buzzing.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and self-care, taking vacations, getting away from your daily life. Not everyone can take vacations, but meditation can be a vacation in your head.
Yes. Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
There are
really
times if we
can.
go too many Sundays without getting together for meditation, I think we're all jonesing. We're like,
Yeah.
when are we gonna get the help? We need the meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember you used to do 3 meditations a week.
Yep. And each
And
session had 2 or 3 meditations. Well, had the opening with the drum and then 2
yep.
meditations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of meditation.
Yep.
And I swear when that stopped,
Mm-hmm.
I was like spastic. It's like, oh my God.
There were times when I had to take a couple weeks off. Like I needed a break from
Yep.
it. But then I would start jonesing because I needed it again.
Yeah.
Yes. And my experience was very different than everyone else's because I was guiding it, but it was still
You were the channel for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still had to do it. But that was definitely self-consideration. Taking a class, doing something. I'm even going to put Toastmasters. That is right. Wouldn't that be a form
Absolutely.
of like?
Absolutely.
Even though every week I say this is it, this is bullshit, I'm not doing this again. But I know that talk about bullshit. Spirit's like, no, I know that it's what I'm supposed to do, and I've already learned. So, 3 months in, I've already learned and grown so much from being there.
And you are being considerate of yourself and your future, and you have you may not know the very specific goal, but you have a goal in mind.
Yes. Yes.
So absolutely it is being self-considerate. Absolutely.
For those of you who don't know, because you listen to me here on the podcast and I'm yammering on like crazy, right? Like blah, 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 blah. I have no problem. I'm just talking away. And even in those meditations up to 12 people, I at first, oh my God, at first, if I had a class more than 2 people, I was throwing up. And that's honest to God. Like I was bummed, the fear. And then it worked up to where I was doing 3 nights a week, up to 12 people.
Yeah.
But that was, and I should say, what I was doing though is I was channeling spirit. That's my talk about happy place. That's my happy place. And I could do that. That was comfortable. I could do more than 12. I could do, I don't know how many. If all you're doing is asking me to channel spirit in a guided meditation, I could probably have 100 people and it wouldn't bother me at all. However, you take me out of that scenario and tell me I have to talk in front of people about something else, even if I'm channeling, because you're always channeling, or the fear is just overwhelming. And so I was guided to Toastmasters to learn how to public speak. And learn how to take a question out of the blue that just you're not prepared for. That's another part. How to listen is another. It's really been, it's really something. And I will continue to go until spirit says, okay, you've learned what you need to learn. You can stop now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really, any of you out there who are, want to learn how to public speak or whatever, it's very, very, it's very inexpensive. It's like $100 a year or something. Like it's really inexpensive. Find a group near. It's worldwide. It is really worth it if you want to build your confidence. Just building your confidence in yourself. Learning how to speak in front of people. Learn how to take a weird question out of the blue and have to answer it, or have to listen because you're listening for certain things. Like it's beautiful. And it sucks at the same time. I
am looking into
yes, you are.
myself. Watching back some of our podcasts and going from my brain out my mouth does not always happen in the time frame that I think it's happening.
Right. And then you have me who talks fast.
There's a lag time, and part of that is self-confidence. And just wanting to get my thoughts so someone can understand it.
Yes. And I speak Mari-Lyn, so.
Yes.
But
that's not always easy.
No, it's not.
That is not always
I am bilingual. Well, no, I can't speak it, but I can understand it.
You can understand it. Yes. So I've been seriously considering doing Toastmasters for that reason. And I know that it will help. Well, I know it will help our podcast.
Yep.
But talking with you is much easier than just like the recovery podcast that I do.
Oh yes, by yourself.
All by myself. I'm like, like, oh my gosh. I have done it. People listen to them. I have gotten good feedback. However, absolutely, I want them to be better.
Yes. We can always get better, right? We can always get better.
There's always room for improvement.
Yes.
So,
it's good.
Being self-considerate to improve. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's self-consideration, self-care, whatever you want to call it. Take a class. Get out of your comfort zone. Toastmasters was so far out of my comfort zone when I first started. I would literally sit there and just shake, and I couldn't, like, it was so hard for me. Now, 3 months in, I'll be giving my 3rd speech this week. We have all these different roles to play. I've played many, during the meeting, everyone kind of has a role to play. I've been doing more of those. And so it hasn't taken, because I jumped in. I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to sit here and just shake the whole time for months and months and months. I'm going to jump in. And I just started. Right. I would recommend to everyone, step out of your comfort zone, go to a class. If any of you have meetup.com, they have an app That's wonderful. We used to be on Meetup when we had our space
Yeah, we were.
meditation. Yeah, it's a great way to find classes, to find like-minded people, to do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
That what's really coming, it's just really coming that self-consideration means growth.
Yes.
So it's time for everyone to sort of step out of their comfort zone and do something. In the past couple of years, Mari-Lyn and I have done so many things that are out of our comfort zone.
Yes. So
It's like yeah.
yeah.
And so if we can do it in our 50s, then hey.
Yeah, you're in your 50s.
Oh yeah, you just made it to the next level. Yes. Beautifully. Well done. Yes.
Well, I've been here for yeah. Anyways, um,
Yes.
growth, and not all the time, but self-consideration many times means connection.
Yes. Yes. I like that. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not always.
Nope.
Sometimes that self-consideration has to be solitude. It
Yes.
has to be giving yourself a chance to rest or recoup or experience something alone,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
to
That can
to
be very important.
to what's that word? To I don't know, to feel joy by yourself, of
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what piano playing does.
Mm.
And
I love music and I'm not musical whatsoever.
why I don't do
I
it,
love I guess
I'm gonna blame it on my progressive glasses. That's what I'm gonna blame it on.
there you go. Well, you're
I
getting
need
new
to-
glasses though,
I
right?
am. I
Yeah.
am. So eventually I will have just a pair I can just put on for piano.
Yes. Yeah.
If I could play without reading music, that would be fabulous. But I am not one of those.
That's a good goal to have.
I am not one of those blessed people.
That's a good goal to have. You can start practicing that
Mm,
or not. You know, it's up to you.
yeah,
And if you
I
and what does it matter if you just enjoy playing? It doesn't matter if you're playing by ear or um, whatever. It just
yeah.
or reading music.
Some people have that gift of just being able to hear something and then go to the piano and okay, this
Yes.
is and then just play it.
Yes.
And my mother was like that.
Uh, that is a gift.
That is a gift.
That's a
And
beautiful
that is
gift.
not my gift. So, and I'm okay with that. But
Well, I'd like to hear how our listeners, what is your self-care? How do you self-considerate? Considerate.
yeah,
Considerate? How do
yeah,
you self-considerate? I'm not sure exactly how to say that, but I'd like to know. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think mine is definitely as I get stronger, setting boundaries. Healing is definitely that for me.
Yeah.
Taking time out when I need it. Taking a day. I rarely ever have a full day off. That does not happen almost ever. And once in a while I need that and I will take it, which is self-considerate, right?
Well, I'm just wondering for me, what would a full day off mean?
Yes.
Um, I do have occasional full days off when my husband is hunting
Yes.
because having another person in your home sharing space, sharing
Yes.
energy,
Yes.
that can sometimes feel like it's not a day off.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
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 Hmm.
But how do you self-consider it? I'd like to know. I really would. Like and some other things that maybe we haven't thought of that I'd like to hear people's opinions on. What's another way to,
Yeah.
because we can
Self-consideration
only
can,
talk from our personal experience, and everyone has
right.
different experiences. So someone might let us know that, whatever it is they do. I'm getting an image of someone going out and like brushing their horse. That sounds like a
Oh,
beautiful, oh,
yeah. I had the vision of someone painting, like painting the walls of their house,
oh, okay.
like painting a room,
Yes.
a color that makes them feel
Yeah.
good.
I used to, when I don't know how I did it. I had two young kids too, but I was always painting the house different colors, just whatever. And now it's like, ugh,
My
no thanks.
my niece used to paint. I swear she was changing the color of her living room every like 2 months. And was like teasing her. You realize you're making your room smaller every time you put a coat of paint on it. That room is getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
That's funny. Well, yeah, and it just one coat of paint can make a room look so different.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when
And
we painted TCS?
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yes. What a difference that made.
yes, huge difference. Holy
Huge
moly!
difference.
Yeah,
Huge. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was beautiful. I loved our space.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Anyway,
So
yeah, this feels.
self-consideration.
Yep.
Um, it comes in countless ways.
Mm-hmm.
And if we started practicing it more often in every aspect of our life,
Yes.
um,
Listening to our body, Davis. We don't really think about,
oof,
or a lot of people, because we go over this in like our classes and so forth. And even, I mean, and I know it, and I know that I don't always talk to her, but she talks to you. She or he will
yes.
talk to you. We get messaging all the time from our Davis, and we tend to just ignore it. There'll be a
Mhm.
pain, or maybe not feel, there's something going on within our body. They're telling us something, and we ignore our body, Davis, so often, so often.
So often. One of the biggest ways, and this is through my own experience, is food.
Yes.
Um, I get hungry and I don't want to take the time or the effort to actually fix something. So I just grab something simple.
Yep.
If I were to be self-considerate, which
Yes.
I am starting to be because she is screaming at me lately.
Uh,
Um, it's not just listen to me, it's listen to me.
yes.
Uh, and this would be why I've not been feeling well the last couple of days. But
Yes.
um, okay, I'm hungry.
Mhm.
Tune in. What do you want? What type of nourishment do you
Yes.
need?
Yes.
And um, right now, she would like some fruit.
That's a healthy thing to want. And
Yeah.
oftentimes they will want healthy thing. What I want to say from a non-alcoholic, I am not an alcoholic. I'm not a drug addict. I have not had those issues in this lifetime. Is if you are medicating, please take a look at that as and how you can be self-considerate in that area. We know many people. I don't know about certainly in Oregon, marijuana is legal, and they have dispensaries like practically on every corner. It used to be like, people would talk about they have a Starbucks on every
Whatever
corner. We have a
corner.
dispensary on every corner. And I don't care. Like, you do you. If you're an adult, I don't care if you smoke and drink, whatever. Just, you do you, just don't hurt anyone else.
Right.
However, being in that sort of atmosphere, people, well, I there the one person, it's been more than one, but one person is coming to mind. And she used to come to meditation every week. She would go home, smoke a joint, and have, well, she would say, well, she sort of downplayed the amount of it, but she'd smoke and drink about every night. And she said it was to, that for her way of thinking was that was self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It is not. Once, twice a week, a glass or two of wine, or maybe you smoke a joint, whatever. Just listen to your body. Just listen to what your deva has to say to you. If you are doing it every night, almost every night, if that's your go-to when you're stressed, now, and I'm not, like, there were nights when we did meditations where I would come home so spirit high, like my vibration was so high, there was no way I was ever going to get to sleep that night. And I'd have a drink. I would. That's being honest, because alcohol is a depressant and brings you down real quick. I've never been a weed smoker, so I don't know what that would, be like or whatever. I do know that weed does break your connection, though. People like to think that they're more spiritual when they're high. Nope, sorry, you're not. That's an excuse.
Not.
And just be honest about it. But anyway,
what I'd like to say,
yeah.
as an alcoholic,
yes,
in recovery, is if you find yourself thinking, wanting to think, trying not to think, is this a problem? Is this a habit? Is this something to be,
okay,
do I need to watch this? Do I need to be? Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
And I invite you to reach out.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Mari-Lyn is not saying, neither am I, that just because you smoke and drink makes you an addict or an alcoholic.
No.
Those words are not anywhere. They're just not connected. We're not saying that.
Not connected at all.
No.
But what I'm saying is, if you think it's a problem,
yes.
If it's not a problem, it will be a problem.
Yes. And we have some beautiful meditation. When was it your 11th year, 10th year? 10 or 11. I don't remember which. Gosh, time is just flying. But what came to me, so I wanted to do something special for her for that. Of course, it's so special, I can't remember the year. But well, I think it might have been the 11.
I think it might have been 11. Well,
I don't know. I knew you at your 10, but I don't think, so it might have been the 11 though that I don't know. Anyway, the point is Spirit brought me the most amazing meditation for addicts. Whatever your addiction was, alcohol, drugs, whatever. And we had many people that came to meditations that had addictions. And so Mari-Lyn does those now, and it's an amazing meditation, and it's really you're never one and done, but it's a really beautiful meditation. And I know you could speak about it more, but even if you're not like, for me, I was guiding the meditation, right? So obviously I was in it, and mine is with sugar and just not even just pastry. I love pastry. So the flour, the sugar, the everything, whatever. And it was helpful for me as well. So it was really any addiction.
Addiction comes in so many forms. Behavior. I mean, not even like a substance or a food, but gossip.
Oof. I used to be a huge gossip.
Judgment.
Yeah.
Being judgmental.
Oh, yes.
making fun of people,
Yes.
um,
Yep.
and making fun of, you know, like driving down the car and seeing somebody and making fun of them. That can become an addiction of sorts.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
So
Absolutely. It can.
it doesn't have to be an altering substance
Right.
that it can help. It's you know, addiction don't care.
Nope.
Man, it don't care.
No. No.
It don't care.
No. It crosses all lines
Yep.
and doesn't care, and it's in all kinds of forms. And I do want to just for a moment sort of walk back for a minute when we were. There's someone must need to hear this because Spirit's bringing it back about any sort of drug and your spiritual connection. Even, and I'm going to step into a place here that some of you may not want to hear, or, and this is my opinion through my experience. I have not experienced like ayahuasca or peyote, but that's a big thing. And people will swear by it. Well, what you don't hear, or if you speak to that person, someone who swears by it and everything, they think it's great. What often happens is they just had a really great time. The high was so great. That's what they loved about it. And the problems that they have are still there. So it can open your eyes to things. It can bring something to your attention. But it's nothing in life is a one and done. You're not going to go to one of those sweat lodges and it's going to be one and done. And all of a sudden you're just healed. I had a client not long ago, a student of mine. She had an opportunity to go to one and she just asked me about it. And I said, I cannot tell you one way or the other. That's your decision. But I can tell you from my point of view that it's not a one and done. And if you want to go just get really high and share that experience with people, then say that that's what it is. At least be honest and say, this is why I'm going. And she was happy to hear that. And she actually had thought she wasn't going to go. And then we talked about it our next session. And she had done it before. And she said the high was great, but it's you throw up and you just have this miserable, yes. And it felt great at the time. And she was in that high vibration, even like for days after, but you crash. You do come down from it. There is a point where you still have all your problems. You still have to think about them. You still have to do the work. There's no getting out of the work. And it's become a big business. These people are making lots of money who
I'm living under a rock.
Yeah. But again, if that's what you want to do, I have no judgment over that. You go right ahead. You know, you do you, just don't hurt anyone. Yeah, no, not you, not Mari-Lyn. Yes, but yeah.
But no, I agree. This is not absolutely, we're not placing judgment or asking for restrictions of any kind,
right?
In what you do. That's
none of if you feel that self-care, then, or self-consideration, self-considerate, yeah.
And at the same time, if you think that changing that behavior or getting more information about that behavior, if you think that's self-considerate, then by all means follow that.
Yes.
Follow that and get more information. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have such a headache.
Really? I'm so sorry.
I do. Thank you. The light in here kind of went a little darker, and
it has gotten darker outside.
Yes. Yeah. And so yeah, I'm slowing down a bit here. I took some Tylenol just a little bit ago. If you're watching this, you probably saw that happen. But yeah, it's just I have mold allergies, and so the changes of the seasons, mold spores are doing things. It's raining out. Rain is never my friend. And I know for you either. And there are people that are like, oh, it feels so good that it rained. My sinuses are clear. It's like, oh, not me. No, it's the opposite over here.
Yep.
Yeah, it does not work that way for me. But anyway, I think is this a good place to?
I think this might be a good place to wrap up.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for joining us today on this crazy little adventure we had, this self-consideration.
Yeah. And again, we would love to know, what do you do when you're considering yourself first?
Yeah. Would love to hear about it.
Yeah.
Yes. And you can go to tcseverydayspsychics.com to learn more about us.
Yep.
Or and all the links wherever you're listening from. You'll see all the links.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
We will see you. No, we will not. But we'll connect with you next time.
Yes. You'll see us. Bye.
Bye.